And I've been a police officer for I'm in my 21st year, and I kind of had a smile on my face when Maya had brought up a couple things here I've never heard her speak before. I've been a police officer for 21 years, and I still don't know what I want to do when I get older. So, I'm in a position to retire in 3 more years, and trust me, when I get 24 day, I'm gone. And I'm just, like I said, I'm looking for, still looking to decide what I'm going to do when I get older. So without further ado, I'm just going to turn it over to Gary. He'll introduce himself, and then we'll get right into the questions. Cool? All right. Okay, let's do this.
Hello everyone, my name is Gary Sue. I work here with the Surrey RCMP, the Gang Enforcement Unit. For everyone that's probably wondering, I'm going to bring Pakola. I got shot in the district. I'm pretty sure everyone's wondering this. Okay. To start with, one of the questions that we were asked is some challenges I personally faced becoming a police officer. I grew up in Surrey. I went into elementary. She's a teacher at Eton Elementary. Actually, I met her a few days ago there. A lot of respect for teachers. It's not easy being a teacher, but these days what I know is a lot of friends that are teachers, so as parents in the back, we do need to help teachers, not only police, but also the teachers, because they face a lot of hard times. And I'll go back to my question as some challenges I faced. Growing up in Surrey, everyone kind of knows each other. A lot of the people that I deal with, they know me on a personal level. They don't call me constable, they don't call me officer, they call me Gary. So when I talk to them, they're like, hey Gary, remember when we did this in high school? I was like, yeah, we did this, yeah, cool. Let's get back on track. And then a few of the things I know that growing up, I was going to be put in a good situation. I don't know if someone's going to drink. You know, if they start drinking, they're going to drive. I didn't want to be somewhere where I knew someone's going to drink and drive. So I tell them, hey, I make up an excuse. Luckily, I used to wrestle and a bunch of other sports too. I have practice in the morning. I'd make up an excuse. Over time, everyone was like, you're a bailout, you're going to bail, you're going to bail, you're going to bail. And then over time, my friends started reducing more and more over the years. Now from high school, I only have two friends that I have from high school that I grew up with. They're both married. Now they're like family to me. So those are some challenges I never knew what would happen. So make sure I didn't get stuck in a situation like that, so I never went out that much. Of course I did, but I always had to be careful. Was someone going to get in a fight? Was someone going to drink and drive? Was someone going to do something stupid? Was something bad just going to happen? That was always in the back of my mind. And that's what kids, especially you guys in the front, I don't want you guys to be thinking, oh crap, I'm going to go out, something's going to happen bad. I want you guys to be in a situation where you guys are always happy. You guys don't have to think about that, worry about that. So that's our goal as police officers, the community, especially parents, to make sure our kids are always in a good spot and they don't have to worry about anyone. And thankfully, guys like Jordan right here are doing an awesome job here in Surrey, and we need to recognize people like that, you know? They're helping those kids that may be in bad situations get out slowly. It's not overnight, it's not going to be a week. It could take years, but as long as we can get them out, we can make sure kids like here in the front are never in bad situations. And hopefully you guys don't have to face any more challenges like that. It won't happen overnight, but one day it will happen.
Okay, next question we got from the youth here. This is actually the first time I've ever stood on stage, so this is what I know it's like to be tall. I'm always on the bottom looking up. How to be successful in achieving your goals. Okay. I actually haven't reached any of my goals yet, so I can't give you that answer. I'm still striving to get there. But what I've learned through my journey, being a police officer, for you guys that, even now to this day I still do this, and this is a recommendation I give to the younger generation here. Set goals for yourself that are realistic, first of all. Like right now, you guys are, some of you are in grade 11, some of you are in grade 12. Set your eyes on that prize, which is basically getting that graduation, getting that certificate, and getting it righteously, okay? And as you progress through there, and you start going off into college, and you start deciding what you want to do with your education, where you want to bring yourself next, look for a mentor and look for a leader within your community, okay? And you can have multiple mentors, you can have multiple leaders. That's what I do. I was tasked 2.5 years ago with a very, very difficult task. Management came in and they sat me down and said, hey, Sergeant Sanchez, you're the new person in charge of the Surrey Gang Enforcement Team. Welcome. Like, thank you. Thank you for the job. My job and your objective over the course of the next 2 years is to end gang violence in Surrey. That is a huge task. Can you imagine? Because that is your first job coming into the gang unit. You need to end gang violence in Surrey. In order for me to get there, in order to me to achieve my goals, what I have done over the course of the last 2 years is I've gone to particular people in the community that I looked upon as being a mentor to me and as being good community leaders. Okay? So that is something that you guys need to, that's my suggestion to you, is as you progress past into high school, or while you're going through high school, you're in grade 8, right? Look for that leader in grade 11, look for that mentor, like in that grade 11, that age, and ask them questions. Hey, how did you get through grade 10? What are the challenges that you faced when you were my age? How did you get through those? Lean on those people, okay? Creating a network. This was a question that came up. How do you create a network, and what's the benefit of that? I'll tell you right now, folks, that I grew up in Surrey. I went to high school in Burnaby, but I grew up here. I'm from the Philippines. I was born here in Canada, but I have my roots are from the Philippines. And if it wasn't through the networking that I've done and with the Surrey School District and key people in the community of Surrey, I wouldn't be where I am today. I probably, myself and the guys on the Surrey Gang Enforcement Team, we probably delivered, last year we delivered over 88 presentations in the community, particularly in the Newton area. I've had nothing but welcoming arms from the South Asian community, for me going in and allowing that community allowing me to come into their community and get to know who they are, get to know their cultures, get to know their religion. I haven't learned the language yet, but you have a Filipino person that is mentoring and that is leading the younger generation of kids in this community how to stay away from gangs. That's a really big thing to me, and I take that personally, and I really, really appreciate the community for doing that. They have not shut me out. And if it wasn't for the networking that we've done with the RCMP and the Surrey School District in particular, you can go, I will tell you folks right now, I've been a cop for a long time. There is no relationship other than in Surrey that you have between the police and the schools. Okay? And that's something that we should all be very proud of. And I'm doing a lot of plugs to the Surrey School District right now, but that is fact. You can go to Langley, you can go to Burnaby, and the engagement that the Surrey School District has with the RCMP in engaging our kids here in the high schools and in the elementary schools to deter them from not joining gangs is huge. I have not seen it anywhere else, anywhere in the Lower Mainland, and possibly even across the nation. So, I'm going to, Gary, here, you can answer this one.
Another question is, making decisions to help you achieve your goals, avoiding peer pressures, drugs, and bad influences. The decisions that you kids have made coming here on a Saturday morning is a step in the right direction. Don't let anyone tell you what to do, as everyone else is saying. Make your own decisions in life. Do what you think is best for you. If your parents don't understand, talk to them, right? If you think your parents don't understand, ask them what they don't understand. But it's not only yours, it doesn't fall on you. Even the parents, ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਮਝ ਲੱਗਦੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਕੀ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਨਿਆਣਾ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਆ ਇਹ ਕਾਤ ਨਹੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਗੱਲ ਮੰਨਦੇ ਪੁੱਛੋ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ ਕਹਿ ਦੋ ਕਾਤ ਨਹੀਂ ਮੇਰੀ ਗੱਲ ਮੰਨਣੀ ਤਾਂ usually that's the excuse that I hear from the parents a lot of the calls that we go to ਮੇਰਾ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਮੰਨਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਮੈਂ ਇਹਦਾ ਪੇ ਆ ਮੈਂ ਇਹਦੀ ਮਾਂ ਆ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਉਦਾਂ ਹੋਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਆ no ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਇਦਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ it worked with my mom and dad but times have changed ਸਾਨੂੰ ਵੀ change ਹੋਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਆ to make sure ਇਹ ਗਲਤ ਪਾਸੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਨਿਆਣੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ. These kids I respect. ਇਹ ਆਏ ਆ ਇੱਥੇ. But the kids that we're worried about, ਉਹ ਸਾਡੇ ਰਿਸ਼ਤੇਦਾਰ ਆ, ਥੋੜ੍ਹੇ ਹੋ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ, ਸਾਡੇ ਗੁਆਂਢੀ ਹੋ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ. Those are the kids, you kids and the parents also have to ask, hey, what's going on? Is there something I can give you a hand with? You know, just spread positivity, spread communication, and those bad influences will not be around. ਹੁਣ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਦੇਖ ਲਓ, ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਤੇ ਕੋਈ ਇੰਨੀਆਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਤੇਰੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਵੈਸਤੇ ਪਾਈਆਂ, ਕਾਨਿਆਂ, ਹੋਰ ਕਿੰਨੀਆਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਅੱਜ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਾ ਕੇ ਆਏ ਆ. My strongest weapon to this day that I've learned is communication. ਜਦ ਤੱਕ ਮੈਂ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦਾ ਕਿਸੇ ਨਾਲ, I can't know what's going on. ਅਸੀਂ ਚੁੱਪ ਕਰਕੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਖੜੇ ਰਹੋਗੇ, ਉਹ ਡਰੀ ਜਾਊਗਾ, ਇੱਕ ਗਨ ਆ, ਇੱਕ ਉਹ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਵੈਪਨਸ ਆ, ਮੈਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਡਰ ਹੋਊਗਾ. ਇਹ ਤੇ ਇੱਕੋ ਵੀ ਗਨ ਹੋ ਸਕਦੀ ਨੇ, ਲਕੋਈ ਹੋਆ ਮੇਰੀ ਤਾਂ ਹੈਗੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਦਿਸਦੀ. I don't know if he has a gun. I don't know if he has a baton. I don't know if he has pepper spray. ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਅੱਜ ਵਾਲਮਾਰਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮਿਲ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਆ, ਉਹ ਵੀ ਮਾਂ ਪਿਓ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਆ. ਜਿਹੜੇ ਪੁੱਛੀ ਦਾ ਮਾਂ ਪਿਓ ਨੂੰ ਕਾਹਤੇ, ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਮੈਂ ਕੈਂਪਿੰਗ ਜਾਣਾ ਆ. ਸਰੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅੱਜ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਦੱਸੋ ਕੌਣ ਨਿਆਣੇ ਕੈਂਪਿੰਗ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ? ਕੋਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਨਿਆਣਾ ਜਾਂਦਾ. Maybe one or two out of town, I understand. But ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨਿਆਣਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਪੁੱਛੀਦਾ, why do you have the pepper spray? Protection. ਜਿਹੜਾ ਨਿਆਣਾ grade 10 ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆ, ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪੈਪਰ ਸਪਰੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਟੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਲਈ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਆ, ਮਾਂ ਪਿਓ ਨੇ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਪੈਪਰ ਸਪਰੇ, ਬਿਕਾਜ਼ ਵਾਲਮਾਰਟ ਵਾਲੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਵੇਚ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਟੂ ਅ ਮਾਈਨਰ. ਪੁੱਛੋ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਹੋਇਆ, ਕਾਹਤੇ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਟੈਕਸ਼ਨ, ਸਾਨੂੰ ਆ ਕੇ ਦੱਸੋ, ਰਾਈਟ? So talk. More you talk, less bad influences there are. And that's what everyone's been saying here the whole time today, is communication. And it's not communication jile niana shaming grade chal gaya, satवीं grade. There's a baby in the back that I saw, I was looking at the whole time. Right there. That's the time to start with communication. The whole family, the friends, everyone, start from that age. And we start from this generation that's starting from that age, we can make a huge difference. So start now, start talking with each other. ਪੁੱਛੋ ਜੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੈਗਾ, go out and ask others, ਜਿਹੜੇ professional counselors ਆ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪੁੱਛੋ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਨਿਆਣੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲ ਕਰੀਏ, ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਰਿਸ਼ਤੇਦਾਰ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲ ਕਰੀਏ. It can one day make a huge difference.
Last one. Staying connected with your children and being involved in their lives. Okay, so that's a pretty common theme with everybody that's spoken today. That's a message for us parents. And I'm a parent. I have an 18-year-old son and I have an 11-year-old son. I don't understand what's going on in your families, but I know what's going on in my family, and we have our challenges too, raising two boys. Okay? Being involved in their activities, that's huge. I know, I totally get and understand the fact that we live in a culture, we live in a community that most people have, both of us, like both the parents have to work, and sometimes it can be very difficult, and our lives get very, very fast, that we forget about the kids after we drop them off and dance or at soccer, because the first question we ask them is, how was soccer today, or how was dance, and then there's no follow-up to that. So the follow-up that we have to do as parents and be engaged with them, we have to make that time for them. I 100% agree with that. You know, I'm not going to go too much into that because, like I said, it's been discussed a lot, but I am going to just leave you with this. Is that I was sitting down with these LA Matheson students here over there, just kind of getting to know them before we came up and talked. And I gave them a little story. And as I got to know the students, they were all grade 8 to grade 11, and the grade 12s were sitting over there, right? Okay, I pick up on these things. And I told the kids that I used to be a school liaison officer at LA Matheson, and I was at a school liaison officer there at a very critical time, because there was an individual at that particular school that I got to know that ended up being one of Surrey's most notorious gangsters. And even to this day, I wonder if there's something I could have done differently while I was his school liaison officer that may have changed that path. And I was focused on that. But enter Gary Sadu here, Constable Sadu. Without me even knowing, I had actually put some influence on this young man here, because at the time I was working with that other gentleman at LA Matheson. He was in the same school, and he was in the same grade, and as a matter of fact, I was the school liaison officer. Oh no, not the same grade, he was older, but He was basically at LA Maths and I was his school liaison officer at the time. So things kind of come full circle and they happen really quickly. So like I said, looking for leadership and mentorship within your group, that's a big thing, right? And make sure that you approach those people, and as you go through this journey of getting closer to graduation, lean on those people. So they'll help you out. Even if it's scary or right. If you see us around the hallway, say hi. Give us a high five. We'll be there for you. Anyways, thank you.
Okay, thanks Mike and Gary. So up next we have Shishminder G. Kaur from the Khalsa Gurdwara.
Discussions on drug abuse. I have taken a book on drug abuse by a police officer. Ladies and gentlemen, it's really a pleasure to be here amongst you all. A very good afternoon. We heard lectures, talks and discussions on drug abuse. I have taken a book on drug abuse by a police officer who had real experiences in Punjab, India, about the drug dealers, drug takers, and others. You have been listening and undergoing the problems here, but through this book, I am introducing you with the problems in Punjab. Gurpreet Singh Toor's book, Sambhlo Punjab, written in 2010, in the Punjab's local language Punjabi, combines in it the qualities of a creative literary essay and a moralizing dissertation. He has dealt with in detail one of the great crises in the Punjab youth, which they are suffering today and are under stress. He, being a police officer, has the opportunity to understand the problem, estimate its breadth, and analyzing its causes and effects. His book, Sambhlo Punjab, the first of its kind, is a monumental work in this regard. Here he explains in detail how Punjab's youth are badly engrossed in the consumption of drugs. A casual use of a drug leads ultimately to a dangerous habit and destroys one's life. He tells us that though in the beginning some drugs create a false sense of calmness, yet in due course they create in the mind of the consumer a craze to take again, which ultimately becomes an irreversible habit, and one becomes a slave of the substance, which further leads to the failure of the body organs, incapacitates his brain, and destroys a person's life. Consumption of habit-forming drugs have played a havoc in the state. There, in India, and a very large number of young people have become addicted to it. Of course, the present government is doing its bit to eradicate the menace, but governmental efforts are always insufficient. Governments have their own limitations. Consumption of drugs is not a law and order problem. The menace has deeper causes. Punjab, once the most prosperous state of India, has fallen to a much, much lower rank because of the governmental policies, both of central and state government, as well as neglect of small-scale industry. Punjab's economy has suffered irreparable loss. No big industry is located in Punjab. During the 80s and 90s of the last century, Punjab witnessed its worst period. A large number of youths were killed, economy was destroyed, and Punjab incurred large debts during various government rules. All this made Punjab pauper and robbed of its prosperity. Today, the youth of Punjab has absolutely no prospects, no opportunities. They have dreams but are unable to achieve anything. We are producing scholars without knowledge, people who have no talent and are not fit for higher jobs. Various universities of Punjab have abandoned their function of educating people, spreading knowledge and doing research. They have almost become certificate selling shops. There are no jobs for young people, no avenues of economic well-being. The youth are frustrated, and various governments in Punjab have failed to find a satisfactory solution to this horrible situation. Circumstances have so deteriorated that our youth feel let down, frustrated, and helpless. They spend large amounts on their education, but even after getting a degree, they don't get the job, or if they do get, the salary is so paltry that they cannot do with it. There is therefore an atmosphere of escape in Punjab. People are desperate to get out of Punjab. They are selling their lands and getting big loans beyond their capacity to pay back and leave Punjab and go abroad for their prospects. As we have listened, many students are here from Punjab only. Those who cannot do or fail to do this take to drugs and thus create an illusion of escape from reality. The third alternative is also not less terrifying. People are committing suicides. On the whole, there is a very dangerous situation and a dark picture. Toor's book, published in 2010, is a monumental work, a sort of milestone, because it initiated a campaign in literature and an effort to make people aware of the dangers of such a terrible situation. Later, he wrote some other books too. Some movies on the subject were also made. Udta Punjab made a big effect and touched people's consciousness. Other movies followed, and in this way, a movement started, initiated by Gurpreet Singh Toor, started to make people aware of the lurking danger. Gurpreet Singh Toor, in his book Sambhalo Punjab, has discussed the effects of drug abuse in India, particularly in Punjab. He delineates how a casual use of a drug leads ultimately to a dangerous habit and destroys one's life. He tells that how, when one becomes used to drugs and can't live without them, and their unavailability brings forth a restlessness in his body and makes him subservient to them. He further elaborates that as the use of these is banned by the government, they have to buy them in the black market and spend more money and procure it at double price. While discussing the background of the use of drugs, Toor opines that in earlier age, the rulers and other aristocrats took them as a fashionable habit, as also sometimes a drug was given by the overbusy mothers to keep her children sleeping. But later, this dangerous habit of taking drugs came to farmers who took it so that they can work better in the fields. Thus, the substance became popular with the field workers and the farmers during the days of Green Revolution. The dealers became rich in days, but it all proved fatal for the state. The landlords started distributing these drugs like diets to the workers in their greed of money and in the hope that the workers would perform better. The good influences of Green Revolution vanished in due course, and the harmful effects left a permanent imprint on the young minds. Elaborating further, Toor provides a comparative analysis between the period of Green Revolution and the present days. He feels that the effect of the drugs was not as harmful to the people in the past because, first of all, the drugs were used by the middle-aged men. Secondly, they were the people who used to do very hard work. And thirdly, they had rich diets. But the last 2 decades have totally and completely changed the circumstances. Manual labor has given place to mechanization. The farmers have become dependent on the workers, and the land has been divided as also the volume of production became stable. Gurpreet Singh Toor lists in detail the many varieties of drugs. Chiefly, these can be divided, he says, chiefly these can be divided into 2 kinds, natural and synthetic. According to him, heroin, smack, brown sugar, bhang, ganja, and churs are prepared from cocoa. Opium derivatives are used in many medicines. In Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, and Uttar Pradesh, as well as in some selected areas of MP, Rajasthan, and UP, opium is produced. Punjab gets all such substances stealthily from these slates. Golden Triangle and Golden Crescent are the areas are known in the international market and are considered responsible for the supply of opium, heroin, smack, and brown sugar. He denounces the economic compulsions and poverty of the people which led them to make drug smuggling their profession. Gurpreet Singh Toor has given the data of various districts of Punjab. He being a police officer, he has many cases which he has solved, and he has taken out the children of many houses out of these drugs. Besides, he writes, medicines are used as drugs. In the second section, he has discussed the situation of Punjab in the context of the prevailing international situation. He quotes the United Nations reports about the production of cocoa in South America. He says that the countries like Bolivia, Peru, and Colombia are also responsible for cocaine. Society is always harmed by drug dealers, drug takers, and drug sellers. The family life and children are badly affected. To fulfill his desire for drugs, the victim, as his urge becomes stronger, sells his property, steals money, and tells lies. His resources become scarce, his life becomes a wasteland. He becomes violent and doesn't even stop attacking his family members. The author has quoted many cases which he himself handled as a police officer. Discussing the reasons of consuming drugs, he mentions the absence of a will of hard work. He doesn't come out of the comfort zone which the parents have provided, as many others speakers have already told. Unemployment is also one of the reasons. Nuclear families also become a cause of child taking to drugs as the link between parents and children are snapped. After analyzing the whole situation in Punjab, discusses in detail the steps to be taken. First, he has told the causes, then the usage, then the effects. He has given 3 stages of addiction. First, the use of drugs. Then the abuse of drug, that is the intake of drug without requirement, and thirdly, dependence upon the drugs. The treatment, according to him, can be divided into 3 parts again. First is the motivation, second is the detoxification, and third is rehabilitation. First, the person should be self-inspired. If he is not willed to leave the drugs, he cannot do so. This movement, initiated by Gurpreet Singh Toor, also showed itself in many movies like Urta Punjab, Raman Raghav, Fashion, Shaitan, etc. Some Punjabi singers have started the trend of using the drugs-related words in their songs directly, which in turn affect the young minds. Some Punjabi singers, I'm referring the words. According to a documentary, Glut, the untold story of Punjab, 73.5% of Punjab's youth is addicted to drugs. A multi-million drug nexus operating under the noses of Border Security Force, the Directorate of Revenue Intelligence, the Narcotics Control Bureau, and the Intelligence Bureau, leaving them as mere bystanders to Punjab's erosion. The yearly consumption of alcohol in Punjab is touching 29 crore bottles, making it one of the highest per capita consumers of alcohol in the world. The scenario in Punjab is worsening at such a rapid rate that experts have already begun to predict the doomsday. The holy land of Sikh gurus is nowadays marred in the consumption of these substances. People of Punjab, who always considered milk and sons as divine gifts, now feel that their state has become a haven for illicit drugs, and sometimes even our milkmen hiding the packets in the milk drums sell drugs. We must have a look at the prevailing situation. We are accused of the supply of drugs at international level. Our second generation is steeping in the mire of the cities of Surrey, Vancouver, and Toronto. Punjab is becoming a known place for the annual reports of Royal Canadian Police. Even players who consume and supply drugs in the garb of sports are like a stain on the face of Punjab in particular and humanity in general.
Okay, thank you, Shishminder ji. So, ladies and gentlemen, now we're gonna break for lunch. So, if you guys can all line up into the building over there, and lunch is provided.
ਇੱਕ ਸੂਚਨਾ ਜੀ, ਖਾਣੇ ਤੋਂ ਤੁਰੰਤ ਬਾਅਦ ਆਪਾਂ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਸਾਹਿਤਕ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਲਈ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਹੋਵਾਂਗੇ ਤੇ ਲੰਗਰ ਛਕੋ ਤੇ ਆ ਜਾਓ। ਧੰਨਵਾਦ।
No, but no, are they saying that we can go home now or are we going to do something else?